Chapter 41 Immunity. With tears still in their eyes, the party traveled back to the keep. Garlon traveled with them, but Raisha and Jograth stayed at the temple while they were gone. Once they got back, they returned the horses to the keep, and then took some time to meet with some of their friends, like Marcus and Margaret, and Jaren and others. And then they traveled to TCoOR, and with the Puma and Farnish, they all traveled to the temple, and entered at the back of the valley, not wanting to disturb the monsters who were on guard at the front. They met with Raisha and Jograth in their quarters, and sat and talked for a while about Phileas, not fully realizing that some changes had taken place with some of them. But eventually it started to become apparent. Jack: "Hey guys, I think I've achieved the 5th progression. This means that I can now memorize one of those level 3 spells that were in the spellbook we found in here. Oh wait, that spellbook belonged to Mithril, didn't it? We should give it back to her." Raisha: "That was one of her copies. She didn't lose anything, so don't worry." Jack: "Oh good. Oh, maybe I should make a copy of my spellbook." Raisha: "That will take about a day for each spell you have in your spellbook, but maybe Mithril and you can do that together sometime," she said, smiling. Jack wondered why Raisha smiled at him like that. Did she think he was interested in Mithril? Shinfia: "Way to go, Jack. You beat me to the 5th progression, but I feel like I'm almost there. Are you ready to start some training with me?" Jack, trying not to sound too excited at the thought of training with her: "Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that challenge," as they both smiled at each other. Belfin: "I've achieved the 6th progression. I can't believe it. I'm told it's very hard to achieve more, though. Heck, it was hard to achieve the 6th. I guess that makes sense, though." Jack: "Of course it makes sense. If it was easy to achieve them, then what would be the point?" Belfin: "Yeah, you're right. I still can't believe it, though. According to their titles, I'm now a filcher. Yuck. But according to mine, I'm a silent walker," as he started skulking around the room, while everybody smiled. Jack: "My title is now a thaumaturgist. It means one who practices magic or sorcery. At the 4th, I was called a theurgist. I think that's how it's pronounced, which means a wonder worker or a magician," he said, laughing. "Then at 6th, we're called a magician. I just love these titles. They're kind of hilarious, but kind of cool, too, in a way." Shinfia: "You think that's funny? I'm now referred to as an immaculate." Jack: "What in the world? So you're perfect now?" Shinfia: "I know, right? I love the next one, though. Master," she said, as she narrowed her eyes and tried to look like she was superior to everyone else. Shinfia, the master monk. Lightmane: "Master? Wait, I thought the title Master was only for those who achieved the 9th progression. Why did they use that title at the 6th progression?" Shinfia: "Beats me, but when a monk achieves the 9th progression, they're referred to as Master of the North Wind." Latia, looking at Shinfia with a smirk on her face: "Well, Miss Immaculate, I've achieved the 4th as a ranger. The title is Courser, which is just a fancy name for a huntsman." Lightmane: "And I've achieved the 4th as a wizard." Finally. So I'm now what Jack was, a theurgist. Oh joy, he said sarcastically. Lightmane and Latia just looked at each other and smiled. Raisha: "Well, congratulations to all of you. After all that I've gone through, though, I think it'll be a while before I achieve the 8th progression. Clerics of the 7th progression, though, are called a lama. I always thought that title was stupid, but now I don't mind it at all. Llamas are quite interesting animals, actually, so now I kind of like my title. Oh, can you all come with me? There's something that I want to show all of you. Raisha took everyone into the other temple, which was down a long, wide hall that was south of the main temple. It was about 30 feet by 40 feet in size. It had 4 bronze goblets and a bronze bowl on an altar of stone. The stone walls were painted red, and the floor was a mosaic checkerboard of black and red. In the center area, 4 black pillars supported a domed ceiling some 25 feet overhead, while the back wall was covered by a huge tapestry which depicted a black landscape with barren trees and unidentifiable but horrible black shapes in silhouette that looked like demons, maybe. They held aloft a struggling human. The tapestry showed a gray sky torn by wisps of purple clouds and a bloody moon with a skull-like face on it that leered down upon the scene. Jack. Oh, yes, I remember this place. How lovely. Jack saw Dalma glance at him. Yes, Dalma, that was sarcasm. Dalma. If it wasn't, I would have been very worried about you, she said, smiling. Raisha. It'll take a while to change the scenery, but I can still use the items that are on this altar, but only for good now. The liquids in 2 of the goblets are unholy water and blood. This goblet contains a greenish liquid, which is a deadly poison. Anyone who drinks it will die quickly unless neutralized poison is cast on them. But if they're lucky, they'll die slowly until the poison is neutralized, meaning they have more time for someone to save them from dying. When someone disobeyed me or made me angry, I'd make them drink it. Those who didn't die quickly, I tortured to punish them, and eventually either saved them or just let them die. Seeing all their looks, yes, I know, I was a horrible person. This goblet contains a bluish liquid, which will heal you of all of your wounds and diseases and poisons. In addition to all that, any who drink it will be completely immune to poison and disease for about a month. We all drank the blue liquid once a month, as did visitors from nearby villages who would come here to receive the immunity. As the head cleric of Tolona, I was the only one who knew how to make the green and blue liquids. To make the green liquid, you mix the unholy water and the blood, and then cast poison and bestow curse and cause disease on the liquid. To make the blue liquid, you have to mix the other 3 liquids, and then cast neutralize poison, remove curse, and cure disease on it. What this means is I'll have to keep making that horrible green liquid if we want to be able to keep drinking this blue liquid. I'm willing to do it, seeing how much good I can do with it, but I wanted you all to know how this all works and make sure you're all good with it. Shinfia. If we drink that blue liquid, we'll be immune to poison and disease for a month? Risha. Yep. Shinfia, looking at everyone else. What are we waiting for? Everyone drank some of the blue liquid. Raisha. If for some reason someone accidentally drinks the green liquid, just have them drink the blue liquid, and they'll be fine. I'm sure no one will do that. But if someone does, now you know how to save them. Lightmane. What would happen to us if we drink the green liquid now? Raisha drank some of the green liquid. Raisha drank some of the green liquid. Nothing. The blue liquid overrides the poison. You're immune. Latia. Oh my God, Raisha, I got scared there for a moment when you just drank it like that. Raisha. And now you see that it can't hurt you. The only problem is I'll need to acquire unholy water somehow if we want to be able to keep making the blue liquid. I can make unholy water just as easily as holy water, but I'm not sure if Alana will be okay with that. Tenneth. I don't think she'll mind you making unholy water since you're making it to help people. Raisha, smiling now. Good. I'm hoping that's the case. This is some of the other research I'm going to do once I'm back here. But right now, we need to head back to those caves and find Shayla's armor, right? Garlon, do you want me to come with you to those portals? Latia, not if you don't want to, Garlon. I'm guessing you want to go back to the keep and spend some time there. Garlon, yes, I would, but I also want to help all of you too. Let me think about it, and I'll let you know what I want to do as soon as I can. Lightmane, sounds good. I think we need to take Nico back to his family and then bring them all here. Wish we would have taken them all with us, but I understand why he was afraid for them to travel with us. Jograth, let's go to the giant rock. It's less than a mile from here. We'll be back here in no time. Lightmane, yes, assuming the sequence of portals is the same there. But since it sent you to the crossroads while sending us somewhere else, I'm not sure that's the case. Jograth, then let's try it and see what happens. Lightmane, I'm not sure we should do that. If it sends us somewhere else, we might not know how to get back here. Jograth, yes we do. Green, green, green sent us to the crossroads. Besides, I want you to see this entrance. Lightmane, after looking at everyone, okay, take us there then. Garlon, would it be all right if I stayed here till you get back? Latia the Puma, Latia, tell Garlon that he can travel with us from the giant stone, and we'll escort him to the road to the keep. And then Tico and I will go back to our tree, and we'll see you all when we see you. Latia, okay. Do you know where the giant stone is? Latia the Puma, of course. We didn't know that it was a magical entrance to caves, though. Latia, Garlon, the Puma just told me to tell you to travel with us to the giant stone, and then she and Tico will escort you to the road to the keep. How about the next time we're there, we'll meet up with you then? Garlon, oh, that sounds great. Tell her I said thank you. Latia the Puma, let everyone know that I understand all of them just fine, just like I understand Tico. Latia, oh, okay. Turning to everyone, she understands all of us, just like she understands Tico. Turning back to the Puma, so does that mean that everyone can communicate with you through Tico? Latia the Puma, somewhat. My communication with Tico is different than my communication with you. Latia, oh yeah, I remember how that went before now. I still can't get over how I can just talk to you like this. Raisha, smiling now. And I can't get over that I've met a half-halfling. With smiles on their faces, they went to the kobold cave and got Nico, and headed southwest to the giant stone. And then Tico and the Puma escorted Garlon to the crossroads. Jograth, now we just say the 4 magic words: Terapis, Sarentin, Genesis, Larenthin. When Jograth said those words, the cave opening appeared in front of everyone, and they all walked inside, and went down a long passage, which brought them to an octagon-shaped room with the 8 colored doors. Belfin, should we go green, green, green to see if it takes us to the crossroads? Lightmane, I think we should go to where Nico was. Jack checked his notes. That would be pink, any, yellow. Here's hoping this takes us to Nico's place and not somewhere else. They went pink, pink, yellow, and found themselves at Nico's place. The kobold got his family, and they packed up all their stuff, including the tent. But now the party wasn't sure where to go. Jack, should we try green, any green, or green, any orange? Belfin, I think we should roll the die. Lightmane, what? Why do that? But Belfin already rolled the die, and it came up a 7. Because we're not sure where we should go, so why not just go where the die tells us to go? Lightmane, because I'm pretty sure that green, any green will either take us to the crossroads or to the village of Honeywood, and green, any orange will either take us to the crossroads or... Oh, I see what you mean. We don't really know where green, any orange will take us, do we? Belfin, no, we don't. The die says go through the blue portal, so let's go. Lightmane, Not sure I like this. Jack, where has the blue portal taken us so far? Jack looked through his notes. Tom's home is yellow, the magical forest is green, the magical lake is blue. Oh, and the wizard's tower is red. Lightmane, thinking about what Jack just said. Places. Belfin, what? Lightmane, those are all places. I think the blue portal takes us to 8 different places, maybe? Belfin, great. Here's hoping you're right. So if it takes us somewhere we don't want to be, then we'll try green green or green orange. Jack, you mean green any green or green any orange, don't you? Belfin, yes. I'm just ignoring the any right now because it's easier to just say green green or green orange. Jack, ah, got it. How about you roll the die again now so we know where we're going next? Belfin rolled the die and it came up a 6, which was orange. So they went blue, blue, orange, and they found themselves in another empty room. But there was a wide passage that disappeared into the darkness. Raisha, this looks just like the entrance at the giant stone. They walked down it and found themselves at the other entrance where the centaurs had escorted them to. Belfin, wait, we're back where we started? What happened to the shaft with the ladder? Lightmane, don't know, but we finally found the way back. He then looked at Farnish. Hope your fellow centaurs are around. Farnish called out, Harnish, are you there? I'm back. There was no response. Let's move into the forest a little bit, and I'll call out again. Nico looked worried, though, as he feared getting into a battle with his family here. They went maybe 50 feet, and Farnish started calling out, while continuing to go further into the woods, so everyone followed. Eventually, they heard others call out, and soon the centaurs came into view. Latia, seeing the worried look on the kobold, stayed near him. Canil, looking surprised. You made it out! We thought for sure that we would never see any of you again. Where are the others? Farnish, looking sad. I don't know, but they might be dead. We were attacked by 2 Vroks, and I was flung through a portal. Canil, portal? There are portals in there? And demons? Farnish, yes. I tried to get back to them, but ended up becoming trapped in a cavern. These people found me, though, and freed me by casting magic. We never saw any of our brothers, though. But I fear that 5 of them against 2 demons means they're probably dead. Unless they used their telekinesis powers on them, too, and flung them through the portals. Canil, well, at least one of you made it out alive. It's great to see you again, Farnish. Harnish, speaking to the party, you rescued my brother. How can we repay you? Lightmane, your trust and friendship is more than enough payment, so thank you. But we're heading back in there. We still have not found any of her items yet, so we're heading back now. If we find any more centaurs, though, we'll bring them here. Farnish, I will gladly go back in there with you. Lightmane, no, you're back with your fellow centaurs. There's no reason to go back inside now. Thank you for all of your help, though. Canil, now seeing the kobolds near Latia, what are these kobolds doing here? Farnish, don't harm them, my brothers. This kobold is good, and the others are his wife and kids. Canil, that kobold is good? What? Are you feeling okay, Farnish, or did those caves mess with your mind? Kobolds aren't good. Latia, Canil, please don't harm them. They're with us. We are escorting them to a place where they will be safe. But then we ended up back here. But we're heading there next. Canil, Latia, you're asking me to trust you? Latia, yes. Canil, then I trust you. May your journey back into those caves be successful. We wish you all well. Before they headed out, the girls all hugged and kissed Farnish, which surprised the other centaurs. Shinfia, bye Farnish. Thank you again for saving my life. I hope we see you all again sometime. Farnish, the feeling is mutual, Shinfia. Let's just say that if you were a centaur, or I was a human, I wouldn't want us to separate now. Shinfia, looking into his eyes now. If I was a centaur, I'd be coming with you. And if you were a human, you'd be coming with me, I assure you. Shinfia hugged and kissed him again, and they all said bye and headed back into the caves of ordered randomness. Latia, looking at Shinfia and smiling. So, dear, do you have a crush on a centaur? Shinfia, smiling. Well, I'll answer that this way. If I was a centaur, absolutely. But I want to know what happened to the ladder and the hole in the ground. What's going on? Lightmane. Oh, look, we don't know what's going on. Does that surprise you? Shinfia. Yes and no. I mean, aren't you confused how it all just disappeared? Lightmane. Of course. Along with maybe 10 other things about this place that confuses me. Jilgrath. Let's go green, 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 and see if that takes us back to the other entrance. Belfin. Okay. I won't bother rolling the die then. But if it takes us somewhere else, then what? Nightwind. Then we'll discuss it. Belfin. Of course. Not sure what I was thinking. They went green, 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 and found themselves at Dragon Mountain again. Shinfia. Oh no. Now what? Nightwind. I say we try blue-orange again, and see if it takes us back to the entrance. Shinfia. And if it does, then what? Nightwind. Then we'll discuss it again. What else? Shinfia, looking at Jack. Instead of calling you Practical Jack, I'm going to start calling Nightwind Practical Nightwind from now on. Jack laughed, Nightwind smiled, and then they went blue, blue, orange. And this time they were back at the entrance by the giant stone. Jack, what the? It brought us back here? This place is crazy. Shinfia, Jack, does this mean that we can travel to either entrance now? Should we try it again and see if that's the case? Jack, good idea, Shin. Let's go. Everyone agreed, so they went blue, blue, orange, and were back at the entrance in the Doridian Woods. So they went through the same portals again and were back at the entrance by the giant stone. Lightmane, guys, this is unbelievable. So now we can travel to either place anytime we want. Well, I guess there's no reason to go back to the other entrance, since it's a 2-day travel back to Duran, unless we find more centaurs, of course. Otherwise, we'll just go through the other portals that take us close to Duran, right? Jack, you're right, Lightmane. Green-yellow takes us between Duran and the Wood Elf camp. Green-orange takes us near the keep, and blue-orange takes us by the giant stone, or to the original entrance. This is great. We can pretty much travel anywhere we want now. Jilgrath, then why did green, green, green take us to the giant stone while it sent you to that mountain? Shinfia, it didn't send us to that mountain the first time, but since then, it's only sent us there. Go figure. Jilgrath, I'm so confused. Nico tried to talk to Latia, so she cast Speak with Animals. Nico, can you take me and my family back to the valley now? Latia, smiling at the kobold. Of course we can, Nico. Nico wants to get his family to the valley, so let's go. They all walked to the valley, took Nico and his family to the kobold cave, and then went to the temple. Lightmane, we need to give Raisha and Jilgrath their share of all the coins we found. I'm sorry we didn't give them to you earlier. Raisha, oh, that's okay, Lightmane. We trust you. Lightmane smiled. Belfin, we've spent a lot of those coins that we found in the treasure chest on scrolls and stuff, but Phileas and I had already counted them earlier. At the mention of Phileas, they all took a moment, as Belfin almost started to cry again, but then gathered himself. Okay. Believe it or not, there were 2,000 of each type of coin in that chest. Jack, what? 2,000 platinum coins? That's equivalent to 100,000 silver coins. I can't believe there were that many platinum coins in there. Glad we gave the temple at the keep most of our copper and silver coins. Belfin, there's more. Tom gave us 1,000 platinum coins as a reward for helping him, and then he gave us 500 more for Thing and the Book of Zombies. So, Dalma, you don't need any coins, right? Dalma, right. Belfin, okay then. So that's 2,000 copper, silver, and gold coins and 3,500 platinum. Jack, what's 2,000 divided by 9? And what's 3,500 divided by 9? Jack, doing some calculations in his head. About 388 platinum and about 222 for the other coins. Raisha, no, divide it by 10. Phileas was with us when we found all that treasure. We wouldn't feel right taking his share. Jilgrath, no, we wouldn't. But how were you able to figure that out so fast? Jack, smiling, because I'm really good at math. Dividing by 10 is easy, though. So you guys get 444 copper, silver, and gold, and 776 platinum. Raisha, what? That's crazy. We can't take all that. Latia, Raisha, yes you can. You're paying all these people. Good thing we all ran into you when we did, or you guys would eventually go broke. Jilgrath, that's another reason we went adventuring, to try to find more treasure. If we still had all the coins that Clavdrea gave Raisha, there'd be no problem. Latia, then we need to give you some of that money back. Raisha, no, Latia. That money belonged to Clavdrea, and now it belongs to you all. Latia, no, she gave it to you. Shinfia and I should give you back all of your outfits and shoes, too. Raisha walked up to Latia and put her hands on her shoulders. Stop. You all defeated me and took the treasure. That's what adventurers do. I don't need those clothes and shoes, as I've bought more, and I definitely don't want any of Clavdrea's wealth. That all belongs to you now. Besides, we just doubled our wealth, if not tripled it, and we're adventuring with you all now. So thank you for giving us an equal share of the treasure. Raisha, seeing one of her clerics nearby, Trish, did you need something? Trish, I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am. I can come back another time. Raisha, it's fine, dear. What did you need? Trish, looking shy and nervous. The girls wanted me to ask you if we need to start cleaning the temple now. I can come back later, though. I'm sorry. Raisha, Trish, it's okay. I'm your friend now, remember? You can always come talk to me anytime you want. You don't need to be afraid of me anymore, I promise. We're going to start painting the temple tomorrow, so we need to first go to the keep and buy a lot of paint. Ilana is the goddess of the forests and the woodlands, and her holy symbol is a unicorn's horn. So I'm thinking green and brown and white maybe, and maybe some silver too, since the unicorn's horn is silver. How does that sound, Tenneth? Tenneth, that sounds great. I bet this place will look beautiful when it's done. Raisha, yes it will. She went over and hugged Trish. I love you, and I'm here for you. Now don't forget that, okay? So you don't think of me as your boss. Think of me as your friend, because I consider all of you my friends now, okay? Raisha was smiling, so Trish smiled back. Thank you, ma'am. Raisha, thank you, Raisha. Now you all go and just enjoy yourselves today, okay? Do whatever you want, and we'll start redecorating tomorrow. I won't be here, though, but I'll leave instructions with Mithra. Trish, thank you, Raisha. Trish smiled and then hugged her. Bye. Latia, looking at Raisha now. So, do you now see how much fun it is to be good? Raisha, smiling. I sure do. I'm having more fun now than I've ever had. Trish started heading back to her quarters, but Latia followed her. I'll be right back, Raisha. I just want to ask her something, okay? I won't be long. Raisha, okay. Jilgrath, how about we serve all our guests some nice wine and food and stuff? What do you say? Jilgrath, sounds good to me, baby. How about us men pick out some drinks and you women prepare some food? Raisha, with a smirk on her face. Well, I was going to say yes, master, but let's not role play in front of our guests. Besides, Shinfia doesn't want to hear it. Shinfia, no, I don't. So shut up already, she said, smiling. Latia, catching up to Trish. Hi, do you mind if I ask you something? Oh, I'm Latia. Raisha said your name is Trish, right? Trish, yes, hi. What did you want to ask me, Latia? Latia, please don't get mad, okay? I was just wondering if you're evil and still worship Talona, or did you convert and start worshiping Ilana after what Raisha said to all of you? I guess that's a dumb question, though, isn't it? Since if you're evil, you certainly wouldn't admit it. Trish, um, I'm not evil. I never was. But my options were to live in poverty or take this job and become a cleric of Talona. I was all alone when I met Raisha. When she told me that in exchange for working for her as a cleric of Talona, that she'd give me food, clothing, shelter, and 2 silver pieces a day, I took the job. If I hadn't met her, I don't know where I'd be today. Latia, so you weren't a cleric of Talona when you met her? Who did you worship before? Trish, no one, but I sometimes prayed to Alana or Weejas, and sometimes I prayed to Suez or Hieronius, but it never seemed to do anything. So one day I just stopped praying to the gods. So when she offered to train me, I figured why not. Latia, did you know that Talona was evil? Trish, yes, but Raisha told me that until I achieved the 5th progression, that Talona wouldn't even bother with me in any way, and that I'd just serve her while she trained me. It took a long time, but eventually I achieved the 1st progression and could actually cast spells. I couldn't believe it. Latia, what progression are you now? Trish, I'm still a cleric of the 1st progression. It's very hard to achieve the 2nd progression, and each progression after that only gets harder. But I have no desire to progress any further, especially since I'm not evil. I just serve and obeyed Raisha as best I could, and for that I got to live and wasn't beaten or locked up. Raisha was cruel to us sometimes, but mostly she wasn't, as long as we served her properly, that is. We're all so glad she's changed. Some of the clerics are evil, though, so I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they might try to find where Clavdrea's temple is. Latia. Uh-oh.